This is a short video to go over making like a kind of dilapidated spaceship with mushrooms growing out of the window. I've already started and have two kind of oyster mushrooms, but want to increase that to be multiple mushrooms, like probably 6 or so. I'll start with just duplicating, place this and just randomly in the screen, and then move it into position kind of to be centered in the general area of the where the mushrooms are growing from. And then I want to rotate it more into position so it's not immediately interfering with all of the other mushrooms. So now that it's approximately in place, move it up a little bit more, I will edit the object to once again make it look a little bit better. I'm using like a proportional move to help with that. I can also rotate. Okay, now I want to move it a little bit more again to pull it in. And I need to fix the stem because it's all wacky now as well. So I will go ahead and select part of the stem to move and pull in the proportional part a little bit. It's getting very blobby here. I do need to turn on the see-through so that when I select, I'm selecting all of the parts that I'm trying to edit, or move around rather. I'm actually going to undo all that. I think I need to select less of the stem when I'm moving, or of the mushroom top when I'm moving it around, so that it looks less funky. Unfortunately, it already looks a little funky. Being new to Blender though, we will have to work on that. Make it a little bit smaller as well. Okay, I think that's about right. Now once again work on kind of fixing the stem. Be better to just pull individual points at a certain point. If you have the proportional kind of move on so that you can grab all of them at once. Since it is a mushroom, it definitely doesn't need to be perfect, but I don't want it to be too funky looking. Organic, but not ridiculous. And then in this area where it's close to the other stem, I want to kind of pull it in, increase the area that's being edited though. It's kind of as if the mushroom had grown around the other plant there. Grab the point over here as well. And I want to make this one a little bit different from some of the others, so I'll also modify a few other areas of it. Maybe pull this edge down a little bit more. Pot. Be hard to grab the actual edge. Okay. So then I will add another one. I actually copied this one this time. I'll do this one again to add another lower one. We'll drop that in next to it. And then rotate it. Off to the side. We'll do this one up a bit more. We'll have to modify the top again. I'm going to drop 2 more in this time though. Do one up above. I'm not going to move that one around too much just yet. Okay. So we'll start with editing this one. Need to pull this down. Well, I'll rotate it first. Move it forward a little bit. Try to keep that stem not too funky. Select a little bit more to pull it down some more. Rotate a bit. It's maybe a little too symmetric with the other side. drop it down a bit more. Rotate it a little bit. Okay. Already have a nice spot for it growing around that stem. I will add a spot for it to grow around the stem. I think I will edit the top one now. Start with rotating this a little bit. Moving it forward to kind of straighten out the stem. I think I actually want to move the whole thing as an object. It's a little funky here. To shorten the stem a bit to get it to pass through. I want the taller ones to be a little bit smaller. Do want it to grow up nice and tall. Go back some more. Okay. This area is a little funky. Actually need to just pull a point on it. But not that point. Okay, I do want to pull this back out. Since there are no other mushrooms around to kind of be point in, I want to tighten up the back. Maybe the edge a little bit as well. That's decent. I'm gonna edit this guy to account for this stem. Pull that in a little bit more. I'll also pull this one in a little bit. Maybe drop it down a tad bit. Now we can move this one around a bit. I'll rotate it in just a little bit more. And then edit it. Oh, interesting. For some reason it appears that it's not unique. Try just duplicating it and delete the old one. There we go. So I want to rotate it, pull it down a little bit. Oh, maybe I'll pull it down a lot. Scale it a little bit. Rotate it back just a tad bit. And this way. Now I do need to fix this bit. Still a little funky. Definitely a little bit funky. But it's a mushroom, so I'm gonna roll with it. Is rotated too much though. It needs to come down a little bit and move out. All right, object mode, turn off transparency. 6 mushrooms. Man, the stem of this one got really mangled. Look, for now, I will leave it. Alright, so now I will add in the window, which will take a minute. I have to open it up in a different program to then import. So while I'm doing that, I will add a sphere, a UV sphere here, scale it until it's kind of just encompassing the root of all of these. Okay, that looks pretty good.